Hey, this is going to be a quick and probably really messy guide on how to play Elemental Shaman in patch 11.1. So to start off with, these are going to be our talents. For raiding, you're probably going to play a page that looks exactly like this in almost every single situation, except for when you're cleaving and you care about the cleave damage. You're going to want to drop Earthen Rage and Everlasting Elements for this Flames of the Cauldron and Liquid Magma Totem. That's going to maximize your Primordial Wave value, giving you haste, setting you up for big damage. Probably better than Lightning Rod, in my opinion. Alright, for the Elemental Shaman opener, you're going to want to be pressing Stormkeeper about 5 seconds before the pull, your Elemental about 3 seconds before the pull. Then you're going to cast Lava Burst and Flame Shock right after, and the boss should be pulled just as this Flame Shock goes out. And then you're going to want to press Primordial Wave and Ancestral Swiftness at the same time. They should be macroed together probably, into Ascendance and Pot and Trinket all at the same time, into Lava Burst, Lightning Bolt, Lava Burst, Lightning Bolt, Lava Burst, Earth Shock. And that's going to spend your Stormkeeper buffed Lightning Bolts and get you to just enough Maelstrom where you can spend, and then you're going to go into your regular priority. So for our rotation, the most important thing that we have to think about is how to utilize our Master of the Elements buff. This is pretty much what our entire rotation works around, and we get a Master of the Elements buff after we press Lava Burst. So the priority of buttons that we want to be buffing with this Master of the Elements is going to be our Spender, whether that be Earth Shock or Elemental Blast, probably Earth Shock. And then you're going to want to spend it on Stormkeeper Enhanced Lightning Bolt. And then you're going to want to spend it on Icefury, the actual Icefury cast. And then you're going to want to spend it on an Icefury Enhanced Frost Shock. And then if nothing else, if you don't have access to any of these, then you're going to just want to send it on a raw, unbuffed Lightning Bolt. And if you're moving and you don't have any of these and you can't stop to press a Lightning Bolt and you have nothing else, just press it on your Frost Shock. But hopefully you don't ever have to do that. So now I'll do a quick demonstration of our rotation with our opener, and I'll sit here for like a minute or something like that, and you can see kind of how it works out, and I'll have my globals showing up around right here for you to see. One thing you might have noticed in watching that demonstration is my Icefury tracker, and this is another thing that is extremely important to maximizing your DPS as an Elemental Shaman, never wasting your Icefury casts, but also making sure you never waste the Elemental Blasts generated by these Icefury casts, because it is easy to do that, believe it or not. So so the way all my Icefury trackers work together is I have my Icefury like button tracker. This tells me that Icefury is available to press. This button up here is telling me to not press Icefury because I've already pressed it once and I have yet to spit out that Elemental Blast. These two buttons right here are telling me which kinds of damage I have yet to do to spit out that Elemental Blast. Fire and nature, respectively. And then this down here is going to tell me that I have a Frost Shock available. It also shows up if I have Icefury available and no Frost Shocks, but I just look at this for my Frost Shocks. So let's see if I can get Icefury to proc right here, and I'll show you the way it works. So right now you can see that both of these buttons are unsaturated. That means I'm ready to press Icefury. Now I'm going to press it. So Icefury is pressed. And when I cast my Lightning Bolt, that nature damage tracker is going to disappear. And now when I press my Lava Burst, it's going to spit out that Elemental Blast, and now I'm ready to cast it again. So some final things. I don't know if I've already gone over some of these or not, but make sure you have Ancestral Swiftness bound to Primordial Wave, unless you just are the best gamer in the world and you'd never waste those spells. I find that it's really easy to forget to press Ancestral Swiftness, and even if you don't forget and they're desynced, it's nice to just have it in one button, in my opinion. Secondly, make sure you can utilize your Primal Elementalist spell. I have it bound to my pet action button, Shift R, because it's an easy button for me to press, and I'm going to remember to press it. And I've got a weakuara that tells me to press Shift R when the pet is out, so I don't forget. Some people like to use a macro. I've had bad luck in the past with macros. Also, I'm pretty sure, yeah, the Tempest is no longer the name of the Elemental's spell, which is maybe why it's giving me issues. It's now called Storm Fury. So if you make a macro, don't call it Tempest, call it Storm Fury. It'll probably work, but I don't like to use the macro personally. Make sure you're not trying to use the new Primordial Wave to put Flame Shocks out, because that's something that I was doing for a while before I kind of read the tooltip and realized that it's completely different and gutted and really bad now, but it's still a very important and essential part of playing Farseer Elemental Shaman. You have to take it, so just make sure you're using it correctly. When to hold CDs, never hold your Elemental, especially once you get all your tier set from the new raid and Undermine. You're going to want to be pressing this on cooldown always, pretty much without exception. When it comes to Ascendance, you're going to want to be ascending right after you press Primordial Wave and you get that haste buff, and you probably want to have Stormkeeper with your Ascendance, but it's not as important, but you should try to be stacking as many buffs and cooldowns together as you possibly can. But don't waste your spells. Don't hold Stormkeeper for like 45 seconds for the perfect time. Just use it. Utility, make sure you're pressing Spirit Walker's Grace all the time. This is like the best button in the game, in my opinion. It's going to allow you to cast while moving for like 15 seconds straight. Really useful, really handy. No one else in the game has a spell like this, and it's really awesome to press. Also, anytime an Evoker uses Time Spiral, I think it is, you're going to get a free use of Spirit Walker's Grace, which is just another free 15 seconds of casting on the move. You know, ask your Evokers for Time Spiral. If it's in your raid plan somewhere, make sure you're not wasting it. Obviously, we have our tried and true Wind Totem, whatever it's called. Wind Rush Totem makes everyone go fast. Really good group buff for your raid and everything. And if you are using this, Wind Rush Totem, and you don't want to take or use Totemic Recall, what you can do is you can just Totemic Projection it all over the place. So if you're running through it and you're still running and your whole raid is running and you need to go far, like in the intermission on Queen Ansarek, you can just Astral Project or whatever Totemic Projection it back in front of everyone, and it's like getting 2 Wind Rush Totems for the price of 1, basically. which means if you Totemic Recall, you can just get like 4 of them. And finally, for our stat prio, we're going to want Mastery, Haste, Crit, Verse. Mastery is our best stat. It really makes our Ascendance more powerful. Our cooldown windows are really powerful. Haste is, makes the game not miserable to play. Crit, we don't really care too much about it. We don't have that many things that stack with crit. It's good in AoE, and then versatility, just whatever stat. It's a nothing stat. And that's pretty much it. That's going to be my Elemental Shaman guide, the rough and the dirty of it. So if anyone has any questions or anything like that, feel free to contact me. There will be links to my weak auras in the description below, and have a great day.